Ladies and gentlemen, there is something which is worrying me of late. If elections were to be held in the Republic of Kenya today, what do you think is likely to happen? I'm talking of presidential elections. For me, if presidential elections were to be held in Kenya today, majority of Kenyans, especially the young people, are going to turn up to vote. But they're not going to turn up to vote for the person they want to become the president of the Republic of Kenya. Most of the young people are going to turn up to vote against or to vote out William Samoei Arap Ruto. And that's worrying me, because if that were to happen, Kenyans will be surprised to wake up the next day to find William Ruto still the president of the Republic of Kenya. I'm saying this because Kenyans are very angry and very bitter with William Ruto.
We have seen people who have been told not to do this and they are doing that. Why? Because Kenya has become like a rehabilitation to everyone. We have seen people, like we saw the president, saying that we were not supposed to post those things that we have posted. But let me tell you, we are not burying the president. We are only burying the character in him. We are burying the bad characters that are happening in our government. We have seen people who have been abducted. We have seen people who have been going through a lot of problems in Kenya.
And their fear is also gone.
Mimi tangu Ruto akuwe president, niliamua kujipea kazi. Nilisema kitu yote amesema atatufanyia, nitakuwa naandika. Lakini si kwa nafikiria atasema vitu mingi hivyo. Kama hii kitabu ya 200 pages imejaa vitu za kuhubiriwa. Hii nyingine accountable, 92 pages. Pia hii imejaa. His Excellency. Na tumebakisha hii mwaka na hii nyingine. Kumaanisha sijaandika bado nitaandikanga. Please, His Excellency.
And they're just waiting for that day to come.
Si ni ujambazi, na ndio maana tunasema 2027 hii mtu ni lazima tupeleke nyumbani. This man is a threat to this country. Now we are not going to accept the kind of this leadership. 2027 Ruto tunaenda kukung'oa.
Mimi nikiwa ndani ya Kericho bila kuogopa kuwa nitakamatwa na niwekwe ndani. Mr. President wa nchi William Ruto, mimi najua mimi na wewe atuelewani. Ile soko ulikuja kulaunch hapa Chepseon ukasema itajengwa, bado ijajengwa, imesimama mpaka wa leo. Ukasema hii barabara iko hapa Chepseon ikielekea Mailine mpaka Kipkelion itatengenezwa, lakini bado.
And because Kenyans will not turn up to vote for the president they want, and because they are going to turn up to vote against William Ruto, if they are not careful, William Ruto is likely to sneak back. Because for one to be declared the president of the Republic of Kenya, they must garner 50% plus one vote. And that's where the problem is. The truth of the matter is that if elections were to be held in Kenya today, over 50% of Kenyans will vote against William Ruto. Let's say 60%. What would that mean? That would mean that only one person can defeat Ruto. But in a situation where the young people will vote for whoever they want in the name of removing William Ruto, they're going to split the votes. And the only thing which can happen is that there's a high chance that Ruto will become number one with 40-something%. Another failure follows there, and then they'll fail to meet the threshold. And that's why it's important for Kenyans to sit back and figure out, what do they really want? Do they want William Ruto back into office? Or do they want William Ruto out of office? And in case they want William Ruto out of office, what should they do to ensure that in 2027, William Ruto will not be the president of the Republic of Kenya? In this video, I want us to figure out whether the current political leaders we have can remove William Ruto. Who has the best chance? And apart from having the best chance, what are some of the strategies which they can use to defeat William Ruto in 2027? Because remember, William Ruto is a sitting president. He enjoys state machinery, which means he has intelligence, he has the money, and also power attracts people. So many people will be attracted to his side. Before we get into all those details, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. What we do on this channel is that we analyze politics in a way you can't find in any other place. So the best thing is for you to subscribe. Ladies and gentlemen, just very briefly, let us look at the names which are likely to be on the ballot in 2027 and whether they have the ability to remove William Ruto. Let us begin with Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is a veteran politician in the Republic of Kenya. Former deputy president, vice president for that matter, was Raila Odinga's running mate on 2 occasions. The upper leader today. As things stand today, he's emerging as a very strong force. Kalonzo can only win in case he's supported by the other presidential candidates. That means Rigathi must support him, Uhuru must support him, and of course, with the support of Raila Odinga, or of course, he can win without the support of Raila Odinga as long as he'll be able to rally the supporters. The question is, can Kalonzo Musyoka support someone else in 2027? Do you think Kalonzo can say, because of the need to remove Ruto, I'm not going to be on the ballot? The second person who had the best chance, but I think the chance is now in flames, is Raila Odinga. The other day, Raila Odinga was in Kiambu, and one of his men were like, Ruto, we had to work with Ruto because if he didn't do that, he was going to be cornered and he was going to hand over power to the military. So let us just wait until 2027, then we'll come back. Can Raila Odinga remove Ruto from office because of rage? I doubt. Of course, Raila is likely to support William Samoei Arap Ruto, and that's a problem because there are young people who want Ruto out, but they don't want to leave Raila. So you get where the worry is. Then there's the Rigathi Gachagua. Rigathi Gachagua has emerged as a very strong force in the Republic of Kenya. He's the Mount Kenya kingpin as we speak. And as the kingpin of the mountain, it simply means that he has the numbers. Mount Kenya has the numbers. If Rigathi Gachagua were to decide to run, because there's a chance he might not run because he was impeached, but the court will rule that. If he were to run, I'm 100% sure that Rigathi Gachagua running, Kalonzo will also be on the ballot. Kalonzo will get the Kamba vote, Rigathi will get the Kikuyu votes. They'll not be able to get the threshold. We have the fourth guy called Fred Matiang'i. Fred Matiang'i has a history with Kenyans. Every other ministries he worked with, he performed. The problem is that he has a very good chance, but only if Kalonzo was to step down for him and Rigathi and Uhuru Kenyatta supports him. Do you think Kalonzo can step down for Fred Matiang'i? Of course, there's also the Okia Mtatas, who will still take some vote from the young people. There is Babu Owino and Didi Nyoro. I did a video about them yesterday. So it means if Kenyans who want William Ruto out of office are not careful, what happened in 1997 is going to repeat itself. Was it in what happened in 1992 and 1997 is going to repeat itself, where Moi was able to win again, but with 30-something%. So what can they do to defeat Ruto? The first thing is crafting a winning formation, winning formula. A strong winning formation must have a strong presidential candidate and must also have a very strong running mate. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to throw that question to you. Can you, in the comment section, just list your preferred winning formation? A formation which you think, if this is the presidential candidate and then this is the running mate, then they'll easily remove William Ruto. Let us read them in the comment. Because a strong presidential candidate should be able to raise funds. A strong presidential candidate should be able to campaign. Mdomo mdomo. A strong presidential candidate should be able to articulate the issues affecting Kenyans without much problem. And of course, a strong presidential candidate should be able to come up or to start with numbers, a block. For example, Kalonzo has the company block. He can start with it. Rigathi has the Mount Kenya votes. He can start with that. So let me know the winning formation, because without a proper winning formation, nobody will defeat William Ruto. We'll just make noise. 2027 will come. We'll go back to the same cycle. Number two, and I'm yet to see them doing it, there must be a rallying call. What are you rallying Kenyans around? In 2002, there was the song of Yote Yawezekana Bila Moi. That was the rallying call. And that's how Kenyans were able to remove Daniel Toroitich arap Moi from office. Let me ask you, currently in the opposition, what is their rallying call? I'm yet to know. Their rallying call is still not yet there. How many years to the election? Less than 3 years. Maybe a rallying call will come. When Raila almost defeated Kibaki, of course he defeated Kibaki in 2007, there was a rallying call, the change. When Ruto and Uhuru stormed, ICC was used to rally them. Ruto strategically, with the help of Chebukati, used the hustler narrative. What is the rallying call? What is rallying the opposition against William Ruto? Are they working on something? I want to assure you, without a rallying call, Kenyans will not be able to rally against William Ruto. So they must come up with that. The third thing, and which is very important, is massive voter registration. As we speak, right now, my expectation was that the young people are being encouraged to go and register for ID and as voters. Voter registration, as we speak, is ongoing. Voter registration is ongoing. The opposition should not wait until last minute, because at the last minute, when the IBC will be conducting the voter registration, most of the young people will not have the ID. So my expectation is that Kalonzo, Rigathi, and the team should focus on ID acquisition for the young people and voter registration campaign. Because without voters' cards, without registering for a voter, as a voter, the young people will make noise, and that noise will be so loud on Twitter, on TikTok, on Facebook, and maybe on YouTube here without any impact. Are we seeing massive voter registration? Swala nyeti there. Me, I'm not seeing it. Number 4, which is also very important, is the unity of purpose. They must identify their enemy. If the enemy is Ruto, let that enemy is Ruto. If the enemy is Raila, let the enemy be Raila. If the enemy is someone else, but fighting multiple wars will not help. Targeting Raila, targeting Uhuru, targeting who is who will not help them. They need to unite without looking at the tribe, because that's what these guys want. I want to assure you that today in the Republic of Kenya, a wedge has been created between the Luos and the Kikuyus, and it was designed like that. It was a bait, and it has been swallowed by both sides. So there are Luos today who are supporting William Ruto, including the young people, because they feel the Kikuyus don't want them. They feel there's a kind of entitlement from the Kikuyu nation. And then there are also the Kikuyu people, Odmond Kenya, even young people, who are currently planning to vote for Rigathi Gachagua because they feel the Luos are working with Ruto. So that wedge is by design. If you guys, young people, want to remove Ruto, the tribe is the least thing you should allow between you people. Otherwise, problem. And lastly, are the young people able to sustain the rage against William Ruto? The truth is, Kenyans are very angry and they are very bitter with William Ruto. Are they going to sustain it, or are they going to be bought along the way? Ladies and gentlemen, for Kenyans to defeat Ruto, they must do the last thing: vote protection. How will they be able to protect their votes? Because you can do all these things. You can unite, you can have the rallying call, you can have the best winning formation, you can register as voters, but always remember, the person who counts the votes is the most important person in an election. So they must figure out how to make sure that the votes which are finally counted are actually their votes. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.